Are there any pieces of it left?
Yeah, because it...
Wait a minute, it's still recording.
Shut up. Your phone?
This GoPro held up pretty well. I don't think we're ever going to use it again.
You guys have designed a hell of a product, GoPro, because this thing just got yeeted off the side of a Toyota Supra in launch control and then ran over by the rear tires, and we're still recording with it.
Welcome to Gearhead Tour. I'm Paul, and this is Chase. We're out here in Las Vegas, Nevada with this 2020 Toyota GR Supra. We're going to be taking this thing out of the city, and we're going to head up into the mountains. We're going to visit Mount Charleston today, taking this thing for a drive, and we're doing it right now. Welcome to another episode of Gearhead Tour. Today we're out in the Las Vegas desert. We're headed up to Mount Charleston. It's a really cool thing to do. And a really cool way to do it is get yourself in a 2020 Toyota Supra. This is the 2020 GR. That's Gazoo Racing.
Correct.
I thought Gazoo was that guy on like a cartoon.
It's Mr. McGee.
No, I think there's a Gazoo. Anyway, 2020 Supra, here we are, we're in it. I don't know, what do you think so far? You were driving it last night?
Yeah, I've had quite a bit of seat time in it already. I like it a lot.
Let's talk about the outside, like the appearance.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think?
I think it's a really good looking car. The one interesting thing is it looks a lot better in person than it does in photos.
Way better. I saw these online. I saw pictures in magazines, internet. Have I seen a magazine? I don't know. In the internet, forget it. I saw these pictures and said, not for me, right? First time I saw one in person, I was, you know, in a mall or something. One drove by and I said, whoa, what's this?
Yeah.
It totally has a more cool look in person than it did. It just didn't come across in the images like it does in person.
It's
cool.
significantly wider and lower than what it seems like. It in photos, it almost seems like it has similar proportions to like the GT86 to Subaru BRZ, but it's not. It's a much larger vehicle.
In appearance, it is. It's like it's low and it looks longer and lower.
Right.
Yeah. Hello, your mom's calling.
Yeah.
What do you think of the front end, like the front view of the car?
It's, you know, there's a lot of controversy about the nose of the car. It's not like a deal breaker for me. I think it could have been a little more attractive without that little extra bulge in the nose, but you know, I like it.
I don't mind it. I think it's a bit. Obviously, it's different than the last generation of Supra, which everybody was like, that's what they were waiting for, the comeback.
Mm-hmm.
I think that, you know, when you saw the concept of this thing, which was the FT1, mm-hmm. which, by the way, why can't they just make that, please? Right? I mean, why do they make concept cars and then not just put it out? Come on, there's got to be a way. I think the look of this is way more true to the actual concept. It actually came out looking very much like it, especially from the rear view. That front nose is reminiscent of that, but not quite there. But it's still, I think it's good looking. It doesn't bother me one bit. Yeah. I've seen like aftermarket renderings and things of like, you know, front ends to make it look more like the last version, the 4th gen Supra. I don't know, it's not a deal breaker for me, that's for sure. I like the scoops up front. You know, it's got the sort of the, when I say scoops, I guess I should say the fake scoops, because they don't actually work.
Yeah.
There's no air going through there. I don't know, it's like Toyota says, oh, you can, that's for the aftermarket to figure out, but...
Well, that's with a lot of manufacturers now. They put a lot of fake scoops on, you know, everything.
Yeah.
From econo, you know, econo boxes all the way up to high-end sports.
I mean, the weirdest one for me is on the side. It has like fake scoops on the doors. Like, what are we cool in the door jam?
Yeah, right.
Yeah. The headlights, what do you think? Styling wise.
Lighting on this car is really cool.
Yeah. Last night I was in front of you. You were driving behind me, and the lights look really cool. Like
and bright.
I'm looking in the mirror.
They're bright. You're not going to be wanting for.
It's like 3 LED lights, and it's got that LED driving light. It's a very cool design. That LED driving light, when you turn signals on, it turns just bright orange. It's really good looking headlight. Front canards, right? Mm-hmm. Front end, it's got the scoops, got the openings. It also has those little sort of canards on there. I like those. Mm-hmm. Makes it look a bit of a race appeal to it.
Yeah, all the way around the car's got some very racy aero.
Yeah, and again, if you're looking at the car head on from the front or from the rear, really, it's got this sort of what they call double bubble top. You know, that's reminiscent of like say the Dodge Viper, and well, a lot of cars have it now, but but I guess it does give a bit more headroom. I'm not, I'm not wearing a helmet or anything in here, but
yeah,
it certainly
that's
does have a lot
what
of
the
headspace
bubble
for
is
me.
for, is for helmet room, and you've got that, because the bubble is also inside. It's not just an exterior.
Right, yeah, it's actually built in. I'm not very tall. I'm like 5'8", so I still have 4 or 5 inches of headroom above me, so I got plenty of room to get a helmet in there. Okay, side view. What do you think? Car just sitting on the ground, looking at it from the side.
It's got a very cool profile, very masculine, I guess you might say.
Yeah, it's got like these, I don't know, like bulges, haunches to the car, Cool body lines. That ducktail spoiler kind of stands up. I really like that.
Yeah, the rear fenders, it's a pretty significant bulge when you're looking at
they're fat. What do you think of the wheels and tires?
Wheels is like, one of those things you automatically want to change as soon as you get a car.
Right.
But,
I don't hate these.
I don't hate them either, yeah.
Yeah, but like, again, I've never seen a set of factory wheels I love.
Matter of fact, when we pulled up last night to pick the car up, I thought it had aftermarket wheels on it, so we got a little closer to it.
I mean, they look good for factory wheels. Sitting on 275 35R tires. 19-inch wheels.
Yep, Michelin's.
Right, Michelin Pilot Sports. It's kind of sticky, nice tire. This car feels good. In fact, I'm just going to put that into sport mode, and immediately my mood gets better. Right? I like that.
Put a smile on your face.
What do you think about the HUD?
I like having that out there. It's very simple, just the very basic information, your speed.
I'd like to see the tach. It's giving me the speed, hour speed, and a little speed limit sign which says 55. That doesn't
One
seem
note
correct.
on that: if you are wearing sunglasses with polarized lenses,
it disappears.
It doesn't disappear, but it is much fainter.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Good to know. The back end, badonkadonk.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Yeah, it's definitely got a big rear end.
Yeah, it's cool looking from the back. I like the spoiler. Again, it has that big ducktail in the back. Very cool. What do you think of the taillights?
The taillights are very cool. All the lighting on the car is really cool.
Yeah, the lights have a cool setup. In fact, one light in particular I think is very cool is the reverse light.
Yeah.
It's like that little, when you don't have the reverse light on, it's like, Bane's face, from Batman. And then, then it lights up. Dual exhaust tips. They look good.
They look aftermarket. They're like double walled /cut tips.
Right,
They
yeah.
look really cool.
The exhaust sounds great. We'll get to that. We'll talk about
in
that.
sport mode.
In sport mode for sure. One thing I really like is the logo, the script.
I do too, and it's reminiscent of kind of the old school, Mark IV Supra script. And what I really like is that it is chrome outlined, but the script itself is black.
Yeah, it's a really cool detail. Yeah. I think they did a really good job there, and I like the way that they kept it. It's kind of like, I don't know, is it old enough to be retro?
It's reminiscent.
Yeah.
Yeah. I wouldn't say it's retro necessarily.
B58 engine.
3-liter inline turbo, 6-cylinder.
Aluminum block, aluminum heads, double overhead cam, variable valve timing. That means a lot to some people.
Yeah.
Yeah. Horsepower, what do you got?
Allegedly 335 horsepower, but it feels like it might be a little healthier than that.
Okay, this car weighs about 3,400 pounds. That horsepower is enough to get a 0 to 60 like just under 4 seconds, maybe.
I think it's 3.8 is the official number.
Yeah, 12 3/4 mile, like 113, right? I don't know. I don't think of this as a quarter-mile car.
If you're only using it in the quarter mile, though, you're missing out on half the fun.
It's really a lot of fun in the curves.
But not when they'll only let you do 35 miles an hour.
8-speed transmission. Shifts are instant.
Oh yeah, it's a great transmission.
Yeah, it shifts really quick.
Automatic, or you can put it in manual mode. You've got paddle shifters behind the steering wheel.
What do you think about the sound?
Oh, it sounds great. Especially you kick it into sport mode. You get deeper tone, it's louder. You get all the snap, crackle, and pops.
Right.
It's a good time.
It's the Rice Krispie of cars.
Deceleration coming up to a stoplight or coming on the off ramp, coming off the freeway sounds awesome.
It's really got a cool exhaust note. Lane assist, as you can see, pushing you back over the line.
Yeah, incredibly annoying.
I don't like for my car to tell me what I'm doing.
No, I mean, I might be doing it intentionally.
I often do it intentionally.
I often, especially on, curvy roads. Or if you're just going down a straight road where you can see for the next 3 miles, and there's no one else out there, maybe you favor the,
or a chunk of tire in the middle of the road.
Yeah, right.
But if you've got to get out of the way, the steering, Nice.
Yeah, the steering response is very good in this car. It's very responsive. Yeah, it's got a great chassis. As a matter of fact, Toyota claims that this chassis is stiffer than the Lexus LFA, which was their, you know, hypercar basically.
Right.
You know.
Well, this is definitely not a hypercar, but I really like it.
Oh yeah.
Would you buy one of these?
I think I probably would. Yeah, I like this a lot.
Yeah, it's cool. Okay, the drive. What do you think? Comfortable?
Yeah, absolutely.
It's very similar to the BMW.
In some ways, there are some. This is definitely more sporty.
It's the car itself. I'm just talking cabin, interior space, that sort of thing.
Oh yeah,
It's basically the same thing. I mean, there's obviously differences in the details and those sort of things.
But a lot of them are the exact same. The steering wheel, exact same.
The steering wheel's the same, except maybe it's a little thinner.
Yes, up top it is definitely thinner. Same gear selector. A lot of the same buttons and knobs are the same.
Right. A difference in sort of, well, I think those are the same radio controls.
Mm-hmm.
No, they're slightly different because on the BMW, the mode and the band were on top of each other, but very similar. The climate control is different than the BMW, but it's all very, very similar knobs and buttons.
Oh.
It handles great through these curves, independent suspension.
Yeah, front and rear independent.
Yep. This thing I think I'll get over 1G on a skid pad.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right?
It's got grip for days.
Now, if you turn off all the nannies and you give it a little juice, you can kick the back end out, which is a little bit fun. Just sort of drift around the corner. This is the Mount Charleston. This is the Mount Charleston Inn, I think it's called. I don't know. It's a little restaurant up here, and it's really a pretty cool place to visit. Mount Charleston Lodge.
State troopers everywhere.
Why do they have it blocked up?
Oh, the rally.
Oh, can we get in there? No. It's closed. So it looks like we drove up to Mount Charleston on a day when we can't get into the Mount Charleston Lodge. We were going to stop and have a little lunch, but it looks like we made our drive up here from Vegas, and this is a rally. Whose rally is this, Chase?
Corsa Rally America.
Corsa Rally America. So Corsa Rally America, if you're out there listening to this, next time give us an invite. David, how's it going? We're here with David. We just happened to run into this Corsa America Rally. We're up here at Mount Charleston Lodge, and it's kind of cool. Just a parking lot full of exotic cars. A lot of cool stuff up here. So we're up at Mount Charleston Lodge, and if you've never been off the strip in Vegas, you can see that this is tremendously different than what you might be used to. It looks more like we're in Colorado maybe, and it's completely different climate. And actually, Chase here was just complaining. What did you say?
Oh, it's a good 20 degrees cooler than when we left out.
Yeah, it's a little bit cold, it's a little nipply, right? A little nippy.
But it feels good.
But it's cool if so if you get tired of the Vegas Strip and you want something to do, this is only like what'd take us to get up here? Half an hour maybe?
45 minutes.
45 minutes maybe. I think it said 29 miles from the Strip. So it's definitely worth a trip out here. Mount Charleston Lodge. Give it a try. I love the carbon fiber trim.
Yep.
That's really, I like that a lot better than I did in the BMW.
Yeah.
This is more race car.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, speaking of the carbon fiber, it's not just the accents on the inside, but also the outside on the side view mirrors.
That's an option. The carbon fiber caps on the mirror, they look great.
Yeah, it works really well with the aero package that's on these cars.
We haven't talked about the launch control.
No, we have not. And it just so happens we have a long, straight, empty stretch of road.
I like the sound of it. So how do you do it? One button, the nanny button, push it one time. Two to get all the nannies off. But for launch control, you just push it once. So we need to be in sport mode, big giant sport button.
And now we are in sport mode.
Instantly when you hear the sound of the exhaust change.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
Okay, then the nanny button. One push, right? Two pushes turns everything off, but one push gives you the launch control. Okay.
Let her rip.
Go for it. little bit of torque. We just lost, a GoPro just flew off the back of the car. Wow, we should go pick that up. Well, that's not good, but you know what we can probably keep? Is that any good? Are there any pieces of it left that are any good?
Everything. That's what I was talking
So
about.
I'll tell you what we can do. We can keep the battery and the card.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because it...
Wait a minute, it's still recording.
Shut up.
It's recording right now. This GoPro is, I don't know what other word to describe it other than effed.
Yeah, it's...
No, yeah, well,
I mean,
your monitor, the screen's now, whether or not it's, I mean, you're not going to see
the whole thing is, but I'm going to tell you something. It's working. I don't know how we will control it from this because, well, wait a minute. The power button worked. I just turned it on and now it's recording. So GoPro,
your phone.
This GoPro held up pretty well. I don't think we're ever going to use it again, but
you guys have designed a hell of a product, GoPro, because this thing just got yeeted off the side of a Toyota Supra in launch control and then ran over by the rear tires, and we're still recording with it.
Right. I think the lesson here is that we should use triple mounts from now on.
So, it pulls some G's in launch control.
So GoPro, well, at least we have our footage. Thanks.
We're gonna have that footage on the GoPro. That thing.
It should, yeah.
So,
Disintegrated.
yeah, the mount utterly disintegrated, but the GoPro, the important parts anyway, were still in one piece, and it was still running. So
Still working.
we probably just showed you some really cool footage from that incident.
Right. Yeah.
But,
if that video, I mean, it was still running. So if the video's on there, we'll put it in there for you.
Absolutely.
But the GoPro is pretty well destroyed. I don't think it's going to be usable after that. I don't know how you would use it.
But I'm highly impressed that it was that durable, that it survived what just occurred to it. So GoPro,
kudos.
thumbs up. And if you, I don't know, wanted to send us a 9 to replace that 8, I mean, I wouldn't be upset.